now let's talk about section 2. Section 2 is just very important. It is like all you can learn from this section is your test 1 questions and also I guess your quiz 2. So try to understand them, try to read each slide at least like several times. That's the key. But yeah, here let's talk about what is inside the chromosomes. Like you can see, chromosome is just inside of the cell, and part of chromosome can be DNA. Each part of the DNA, like segments of the DNA, they are genes. For example, if I would just pick one part of the DNA, it can be gene. So what is like, can you see that? What is like this part, like the color parts, the orange and the red one? You can see the name of proteins here, adenine, cytosine, thymine, and guanine. So like they can actually define each gene. For example, you can have, let's just take the first initial. For example, you can have ACTG. It can bring, let's say, eye color. If you would have CTGA, it can bring, for example, the skin color. So they can actually define your gene, they can actually define your characteristics, and they all come from parents. I'm going to talk about this more, but just make sure you know that what is DNA, what is chromosomes, and what is gene. Another time. Chromosomes, it's here, it looks like X. Part of chromosome can be DNA, and part of DNA, like a segment of the DNA, it can be gene. I hope it would be clear. So like I said, gene can be segments of DNA. It has codes for a specific trait. For example, we have genes for hand size, we have genes for eye color. Important point, what is allele? Allele actually just different forms of those genes. For example, let's say gene AGTC, it is eye color. Allele can be different types of eye colors. For example, it can be green eye color, it can be blue eye color, it can be black one. So this is a different. The form can be allele, the section of the DNA or the type AGTC or ATCJ. No, we don't have J. ATCG, it can be gene. Another example here, we already talked about eye color. Another one can be a brand. For example, we have Coca-Cola. And we have different types of Coca-Cola. We have a brand, but we have like Diet Coke. We have like zero sugar. I don't know. I'm not really good in soft drink. Talk to me about alcohol. I'm joking. No. If I do alcohol, I don't have time for teaching or doing research. But the point here is the brand is Coca-Cola, and different types can be the allele, like different types of the brand, like zero can be allele. Or like I said, eye color, we have eye color, it can be the brand, it can be gene, different types of eye color, like you can see beautiful ones here, like black, green, or brown, they can be allele. So again, genes specify which traits, like hand size or skin color, yet allele specifies the form or the type. It is just more specific. So here is the video. It can be helpful. Watch that. There are 2 other important terms that you have to know, and definitely you're gonna have exam question based on that. Phenotype and genotype. So genotype, the second one, is just the actual arrangements of the gene underlying a trait. For example, genotype again can be AGTC, okay? But we have phenotype. Phenotype is just the aspect of the trait that you can see. I know like the definition of genotype is just so similar to gene because they are basically similar, very similar, but the point here is genotype and phenotype always just pair together. We're going to use them together. So genotype can be like AGTC, okay? But phenotype can be something that you can see. For example, you can see or measure IQ. You can see or measure eye color. It can be phenotype, something that you can see. Genotype is just something inside body. You have to go to like some some lab and do the experiment to just see, okay, if eye color is just based on AGTC or ACTG or something like that. So again, here we have AGTC. It is definitely genotype because like not everybody can understand that. But high IQ is just something that's, measurable. We can just observe that. We can just measure that in a lab. So, or we can just see that someone is just, just smarter. We can just assume that they have higher IQ. So it can be phenotype.